All right, so you're in the comfort zone this afternoon. We're talking about relationships, right? And I want to tell you, we're talking about relationship this afternoon. If you want to interact, you can free to do so, right? And so this afternoon, you're in the comfort zone talking about relationship, especially with man and woman. They have a lot of young men out there in relationship with young women as well. We would want to discuss that as well this afternoon. Relationship with the opposite sex, right? What is the most important thing? I saw an uh a I was looking at the Discovery Channel, and I saw something on Discovery Channel that really draw my attention. um it was this um we had a bird, two birds, and they were doing this thing, so to speak, in terms of the female accepting the male, right? But this male had to work hard to, really influence his female counterpart, right? And I just want to know sometimes, uh, in this world today that we're living in, pertaining to the relationship with the opposite sex, male and female. The first and foremost that we must have respect for our female counterpart. You understand? Because God gave us this person, right? God gives a female to us when we decided to get married. I think all males would go out and look and search and find, because in the Word of God said you should seek, right? You should seek and you shall find. And the woman that you find, God will say that you find a good thing. So I think that every man should go out and seek, right? Should go out and search, right, for what he desired, right? And you're out there looking at different women, right? And you're looking for a wife, right? You're looking for someone that can support you in terms of a relationship. You're not looking for a mother now. Okay, man, you're not looking for a mother. You had a mother. You're not looking for to have a relationship with this woman as a mother to you, or a mother figure. She's your lover. She's the one that you is saying that I have a relationship, an intimate relationship with, right? And so you out there and you seeking, as I said, I mentioned with the bird, right? That male was back and forth, um, trying to convince, trying to influence, right? This bird, right? And that is what we as men, um, we need to do. We need to influence, right? And also respect the woman, right? So if you love a woman, right, you need to respect that woman. Okay, right? So you're out there and you're looking, no woman gonna come to you, right, like that. You have to go out by right. The man supposed to go out to the search, right? And you supposed to be going out there and search for what you really want to have in a wife, right? You looking for certain attributes in this woman, and you saying, look, I'm looking for a particular person in my life, um to have in my life as a relationship. right? So you had a mother, or you still have a mother, right? And this mother that you're having, or that you have, right? She will continue to all right, say that, give you advice, that she might continue to buy things for you, and to and say, try to shield you and protect you. But when you looking for a wife, you're looking for a lover, you're looking for an intimate partner, right? And so men, men on the whole is the seeker. Men on the whole is the one that will seek for what they want, right? So if you pin if you find a woman and you're going home, right? You're in courtship, you're going home, you're not having sex, right? Because a lot of young men now, when they reach this woman, right away they want to have sex, right? Right away you want to have sex. When you reach this woman, you need to build a relationship with this woman. You need to build a bridge of relationship with this woman. You need to go home at this woman, find out about their family, get to know the woman parents, right? The mother, the father, even the brothers and the sisters, right? Get to know them, right? Get to know her family, get to know what is her likes and dislikes, right? And you getting to know this woman that you trying now, you in a relationship, and you're in courtship, and you want to marry. Or if it's possible, when you still go around, she as well as the woman, she will want to find out about your family. What is your family like, right? Your brother, your mother. If the mother is accepting um you this woman, and the family will accept this woman. And the first thing you have to understand is that you are looking for an intimate partner for you, right? You're not looking for an intimate partner for your mother. You're not looking for an intimate partner for your sisters or your brothers to accept. You're not looking for that. You're looking for someone that will equally yoke with you, right? Equally you. They love to be around you. You love to be around them, right? You're looking for an intimate partner, right? And you're looking for what she likes, and she's looking for what you like. And so it is important for you to understand this, right? You are not, if your mother accept, and your father accept, your brothers and sister accept, bless God. But you're not looking for a partner for your mother or your brother or your sister. You're looking for a partner for you. Go out there and search. You have to work hard to gain, right? You have to work hard to gain this woman. You're not gonna just walk up in her life and then go to bed with her, right? And then that is not the first thing you need to do. Because when you get married, right, then the Lord said the bed is undefiled, right? When you get married, right? And every young woman should aspire to get married. Every young woman should be looking to get married. 99% of the women, right, in the world, or 100% of the women in the world, they want to get married. They want to have a man of integrity, an honest man, not a man to cheat on them, an honest man, right? Because if you cheat on a woman, that therefore you disrespecting her. You disrespecting her space, right? Because you ought to be a man of integrity, a man of honesty, a man who would love your wife, a man who would stand up for her, right? Those are the attributes you and I have to have, right? To stand up. I have to stand up for my wife. I have to stand up for her in every arena we go. Every arena we go. If the mother don't like her, if the sister don't like her, I have to stand up for her because they have to understand that this is the woman that I love, and this is the woman that I'm going to marry, or this is the woman that I marry and she's my wife. She's not my mother. She's my wife. She's my lover. I cannot love my mother. I have to love my wife, right? I cannot. When I say love, I'm talking about going to bed with her. I cannot have sex with my mother, but I can have sex with my wife. My mother is my mother. My wife is my wife. My wife cannot be a wife and a mother to us as men. You cannot have those things together. You want this woman come up in your life, right? And to treat you like your mother did, did or does, right? In this sort of relationship that you're in. So you want this woman to treat you the way your mother does or your mother did, right? But it cannot happen that way, right? Because she's not your mother, she's your wife. And you have to understand that there's a difference. There's a difference here, right? She's your lover. And women, you have to understand one thing: a man is in courtship with you, you don't just get up and start buying things to him. You're buying this and you're buying that, and you trying to protect him. You understand? Yeah, I know you have to fight for what you want, right? But at the end of the day, you cannot mother him, right? You cannot mother him. You can give him. You can agree with certain things in his life and say, look, I like what you're doing. I like your job. Continue, and you can encourage him. You can encourage him in the things that he's doing, positive things, right? Positive things that he's doing in your life, in his life. He in terms of work, right? He's working. He's a working man, right? He's not a lazy fella, right? Because the men must not be lazy. You have to go out and work, right? Because women have to work to provide for our family, right? It's a plus when the woman is working, or when your wife is working, but on the 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 home is you are the leader of the home, right? You are not the abuser, but you are a leader of the home, right? You are the protector of the home after God. You understand me? Because God above and you, right? He's dealing. You are the leader of your home. You are the protector of your home. You're supposed to protect your wife. Supposed to provide for them, right? You understand me? You're supposed to stand up for them, encourage them as a man of integrity. That we're talking about a man, an honest man, a man that stand up for righteousness, right? That is a man that is a strong man. Do the right thing, right? Young men have to understand this one thing is to respect every female that you approach, right? Every female that you approach, you must respect, and you must work hard to get this woman. You understand? You just not gonna go up in our life and just drag her away. You understand? You have to work hard to get something. And when young women, you have to understand that when young men work hard to get something, they will hold on to it. Make him work for you. Make the man work to get you. You must not be an easy person to push over to get or to go to bed with. You understand me? Let him put a ring on your finger before he can go to bed with you. You understand me? I know some relationship might some people might say, but when they he put the ring on the finger, he can still abuse, he can still mistreat her. You understand? That's why the woman, you have to go home and at the male, at your boyfriend, and right, and see how he's talking to his sisters, if he has any, if he has sisters, right? So if he has a sister, right? You gotta see what's the relationship with your sister and you, right? What's the relationship between your mom and you, right? How you really talk to them, right? What is the relationship between you and your sister and your mother, right? See how we deal with other females. You understand? You have to be observant, because this is, if you really and serious with a relation in this relationship, you have to observe this fella, right? You have to observe this fella. Is he like going to work? Is he like working? Is he like bathing? Is he like keeping himself tidy? You understand? This is those are things that you have to look for. Those are things you have to look for. You have to look for in this young man, right? What is his goals? What is he aiming to be, right? If he's already an engineer, you know, uh, he this guy, did he really like what he's doing, right? Is he like, is he in this job because he like what he's doing, and he's an inventor, he's a person who would like to work his hands, but not to hit with his hands. His hands must not be fast to hit out to the woman, to the opposite sex. That's a weak man. A man who like to hit women is a weak man, right? A man who like hitting women is a weak man. You must not hit a woman. You got other men who might want to run up in your woman face, then you have to deal with them. You understand me? But you have to stand up for her there. You understand? But you must not hit this woman. You must not hit your wife. Your wife is a very important part of your life. You have to take care of her. You have to love her. You have to protect her. You understand? Those are the things that we as men we have to do, right? I know we are not perfect in all the ways, but we as men we have to continue as well to improve our relationship with our wives. You might have a habit that your wife uh, does not like. You have to improve on it, because if you are the one that say, "Look, I love my wife," then therefore those parts of your life, when you say love, you are not talking off your head, because you are talking about love, and love is patient, right? Love is not self-seeking. Love is not selfish, right? If you're talking about love, a love, biblical love, godly love, right? A man, you should possess that. You should possess love, right? That God speaks about in the Bible, right? The love that God speaks about, it all comes down to patience. Patience. It not the love of God does not remember the past, bring up the past. And that is something that I had to work on myself with, because sometimes I would tell my wife about the past. You understand? And I had to work on myself, and I still think, and I'm working on that. Right? So we have to work on things that we're weak in. You understand me? We have to work on things that we're weak in. Men, right? You cannot go out there and then we call the women, right? We call women around the place the weakest sex. How she becomes the weakest sex? You tell me, right? How, you might look in it in a different way, but I don't want to use that term that my woman is weak, because we are so are weak. We are weak in many ways. You understand? And so sometimes we look at our wives and we say, oh, they are the weakest sex. She's weak in this and she's weak in that because she's a female, right? And we weak in a lot of ways, right? We're weak in a lot of ways. That's why we gotta ensure that even when we marry, right? No other woman will come up in our lives and talk to us in a way that they can win us over, because we have to stand up now and say, I'm protecting her from this woman who's coming up in my life. I gotta protect the woman who I love, because the enemy is bringing somebody else in this relationship, and this person gonna disrespect not me. She might not disrespect me, right? But she's disrespecting my wife. But as long as she's disrespecting my wife, she's disrespecting me. If you have female friends at workplace, or some community settings, right? And that you go to, you understand? You have to remember that the women in your life, right? The women in your life need to respect the woman in your life. So your mother, number one thing, right? Your mother needs to respect your wife. You understand? Your mother cannot come to your home and disrespect your wife. That is your wife, and the wife, right? The wife, she has all rights in that home, right? No other woman should come in that home and disrespect her. You understand me? You the head of the home, right? And this woman, right? This woman that is your wife, right? No other woman should come in that home, because that is her area, that is her space, right? No man should allow a next woman to disrespect their wives in their homes, in their marriage home, in the marriage area. And remember that this home, right? There's only one woman in this home, right? So I I I'm or despite I'm the leader of the home, the decorations, the putting together, to do most of the decoration in the home, and the decor, right, is being taken care by my wife. If I can help her, I can contribute and all those things. And right, and if she's cooking food, she might ask me, babes, what you want to eat and all those things. You understand? But at the end of the day, if you have any sort of girlfriend coming up in that home, or sisters or your mother, they must respect the first lady of the home. She's the first. You understand? She's the first lady in my home. My wife is the first lady in the home, in my house, in my home. She's the first lady. And then I have daughters, and they come down. But my wife is the first lady in the home. And no one, I'm not going to allow no one to come up into our home and disrespect my wife. It could be my mother, it could be my auntie, it could be my sisters. None of them, none of them. And that is one of of the things for a man. A man, you have to have these sort of attributes in your life, that you need to stand up for the wife of your life, for the wife in your life, right? You have to stand up for her, right? You go out to a social gathering with relatives, they need to respect your wife, because I'm not going. If she if they cannot respect her in that atmosphere, I am not going to the the gathering. If my sister, my brothers, and my mother cannot respect my wife, don't have respect in the first place for her, I'm not gonna take her there. I'm not gonna go, because she's a part of me. And if she's feeling uncomfortable within this sort of atmosphere, then therefore I am not going. Right? Even if I'm in this gathering and they don't like her, and they just putting up a front, and they smiling with her and so on, and that is different. But don't let me know. Don't let me discern that you don't really like my wife. You don't like her presence, because if you don't like her presence, then therefore you can't get my presence, right? And so in-laws, in-laws, they need to understand that. You understand? If you don't like her presence, then therefore you cannot get my presence. You understand? Because she's a part of me. Because God make us one, and she's now one, right? And she's a part of me, and that's why I talk about abuse, right? Because when you abusing your wife, if you hitting your wife, you hitting yourself. You ever look at that? You hitting yourself spiritually, emotionally, right? Why a man would hit a woman, right? Why a man would go out in anger to hit a woman? Any man that hitting a woman, he's weak. And I always say that, and he cannot stand up to the next man. You understand? Because as long as he like he's a woman hitter, he cannot stand up to the next man like himself. All right. And so you're in the comfort zone, we discussing relationship, and also discussing relationship. I want the young men to understand this, that you have to work to get a woman. You are not working, you sitting up in your mother home and you're not doing nothing, you cannot get a woman. You understand? You're not fit to have a woman in your life. If you still sleeping late, and you're over 28, 30, and you're not going out there to seek a job and say, look, I just need a job. Burger King, Wendy's, construction sites, you go and you find a job, find something to do, find something to work your hands, right? You have to work. And I said with the board, you understand? The mailboard, he had to work to get her. He built a house, he built this hole, and she flew in there, she checked around and she came out back and she rejected. And he went and he built a next home, right? And she went in several times. And she and when the time she decided, all right, I like this one, he had to work. You understand? How young men taking their girlfriend in their home, their parents' home. Why are you taking your girlfriend? In the first place, you're not supposed to be living home. Why are you taking your wife in your parents' home? You're supposed to get your own home. And young girls gotta understand that if the young man does not has his own home, you and let him know that you cannot get married until he gets that home, his own personal home, even if it's a small hut, 1 bedroom, or you want to rent somewhere. You got to put your woman in a place that you own, not what your parents own. I could understand they have certain circumstances where parents hand over homes to their boy childs, right? I could understand that, right? But you have to work, because when you work and you get this home, you're gonna protect that home, because that home that you in, you work for it. You're gonna protect it with all your fiber, with all your strength. You're gonna protect because you work for it. You understand me? But when young men get things easy, you understand, they have no respect for it, right? That's why I'm saying that a woman, you don't go out and just buy your man a whole set of things and buying him this and buying him that. You understand? Buy him a car and he just sit up in the home. I can understand if you buy him something. He's a working man and you buy him something. You understand me? But you buy him a car. But he must not sit up in that home and you working alone. Is he handicapped? He can't work, it might be a different thing. You understand? But when a man is in good strength, in good physical condition, so to speak, right? And he has his strength, you gotta tell him get a job. You gotta make sure, ensure that he get a job. He must not sitting up in that home doing nothing. You must not sitting up in that home, because he's gonna look to you as a mother, because you working hard, coming home, supplying his meals, right? And then you're gonna go out and get somebody else behind his back to love him, to have an intimate relationship. Not I don't want to mention love in this forum like that, right? Because I'm gonna say intimate relationship, sex. You're gonna be supplying all of these things. He's sitting up in the home, then therefore he's gonna look for someone else to have sex, because he's seeing you as a mother, not as a lover. All right, so you were in the comfort zone and we were talking about relationship. I want to come back on this sort of topic, because it's important that you understand that your wife is not your mother, and that the girlfriend that you're seeking, you have to work hard for her. You understand me? We're gonna continue. I want to continue this topic, and we're still going. I want to stop anytime around 2:30. But you have to understand. You have to understand this. We as men, we need to understand, right? We need to understand that the woman in our lives, right, is not our mother. She is our lover. She is an advisor. She is a helper to us. She's not your slave. Women in our lives are not slave to us. And young men have to understand that as well. That a woman, that a young woman that you seeking after, she's not your slave. Likewise, the opposite. She don't want you to be her slave. But it's more dominant with the male, because a lot of young men are saying that, look, this woman, I'm not going to them, they gotta come to me. Since when? Since when? The women, you have to ensure, don't run, and don't run to seek no man out. Let a man come to you. You understand? Let a young man come to you. Years ago, when you see a woman on the road, and a young woman, and you walking, and you need to have good words, and you need to talk to this woman properly and respectfully. You need to be respectful in your approach and the way you talk with her. You understand? You see this woman, you want to talk with her. You understand? You have to respect her, right? You have to respect her. You must respect her, and you must, your approach must be respectful. So you're approaching this woman because, look, I like this young person. I like this young girl. I like the way she carry herself, and so I really like. I want to get to know her properly. And so you going out now. I want to get to know her properly, and then you start to talk to this young lady, depending if she accept your presence, right? And she wants to talk back to you. Because if this woman doesn't want to talk to you, if she feel that, look, I don't want nothing to do with this person, you ought to understand that. You ought to respect that, right? So you have some young men, when the women refuse them, they want to ridicule them. They want to destroy their lives. Who are you? Who are you to destroy a young woman's life because she didn't answer you? You need to understand that you gotta respect that woman. They're not all women that you call out. They're gonna say okay and hi to you. They might not be in a good they might have a bad day too. You understand? But who are you for you think that that the woman, right, need to answer you back at all circumstances? You understand? You call out to her and she must answer you back, right? Who are you, right? She has her rights too. She has her rights to either answer you or don't. And you ought to understand that. You ought to respect that, young men. You understand? If this woman refuses to talk to you and she does not want your company, you have to respect that and move on. You have to move on. You understand? Because if when somebody talking to you as well, and you don't like how this person talking to you, you're gonna reject them, even at the workplace or a teammate. You understand? You're gonna run up in his face and you say who you talking to. You understand me? And this woman who you think is soft and the weakest sex, you can push her over to get her love, right? No way. That is not the way to treat a human. And therefore you're a beast, right? So you want to walk up into a woman's life, push her over without her approval, and just run up on her like a bulldozer, right? Without her approval, right? And take her over. You think no, this woman is a slave because it's a slave you're looking for, right? You are looking for a lover. How a woman could love you when you are a dominant person in her life, an abuser in her life, right? How you expect this woman to give you love when you abusing her emotionally, morally, right, and verbally? She cannot love you because you gotta understand. Men gotta understand. In the Word of God, the Word of God said, "Men, love your wife. Wife, respect your husband." Right? In the Lord, when when he's upright, when he's honest in what he's doing, she ought to respect, right? That's why the word of God said, "Men, love your wife," because the woman, right? She has already built in her DNA to love you. Is already in her. She's an emotional being, and she's already a loving person. The personality within her, she's loving. So that's why the word of God didn't turn to the woman or command the woman to say, you must love your husband. We know that women would sometimes would not respect, right? If they're not having their way, they might not respect you because they tell you to do something and it might look, respect. But there's another topic, right? Because sometimes you're doing something wrong and she dislike or disapprove of it, right? Because sometimes I'm doing something wrong and my wife disapprove of it. And that is somebody good in your life. Because the thing is, sometimes you might be going down a wrong road and she disapprove, right? And she's there to approve of what you're doing, right? You have a woman in your life, she is there to approve of what you're doing. Yes, I love my husband. He's a hard worker. I like in what I'm seeing. I like what he's doing, right? And she could advise you and tell you, you could do X, Y, Z. You could improve here. You could improve there. You understand? But the other thing, sometimes you get a task or an idea, and you said, "Look, this is what I'm working on," and she encouraged you to go ahead and do what you said to her. You understand? You have this idea, and she might encourage you, right? But she's not to end up being the person 100% doing what your idea, what you came up with. You have to work to get this thing going, right? I have an idea. I have to work on it. My wife can be assistant. But sometimes when we get vexed and say, "Oh, I'm working so hard doing this thing, and my wife is not uh, coming in to help me to push this thing." She can support you, you understand? But and assist you with what you're doing. But you were the one that came up with this thing. You are the one that God gives this talent to, not the woman. So you have to build on your talent. You have to push this talent because God gives you talents. And so if God gives you this thing, right, you have to work on it to develop it. Because God don't give you chair. God don't give you blind. God give you raw materials. right? And so when God give you something, you give you in the raw state, right? And in the raw state, then you have to develop this thing to the thing that you projecting. You understand me? So a lot of people think that God give them chairs and house and all these things. God don't give you those things. God give you the raw material for you to develop. You understand? And so you coming up with a task, you coming up with an invention, right? God gonna give you the raw materials and the wisdom and the understanding to go ahead and get it done. That's why I'm looking at some young men, right? There's a lot of things out there we can do, right? God gives us talents. God is a wonderful God. He gonna give us talents, right? And the talent that we possess, right, can make us rich, can feed our family, can provide for them for the rest of their life. You understand? So it's important that we maximize the talent that God gives us, right? We can go ahead and bring it to the surface and make it a reality. All right. So you're in the comfort zone. We talking about relationship, and I'm so taken back with some young men out there that disrespecting women. You understand me? They because if they don't want to do something, they're saying, "Oh, you're being protected by your family. You're being protected by your parents. Your parents are there to protect you as a young woman. Don't let no young man out there talk you down because he wants to have his way with you, right? To dominate you. And especially he didn't even put a ring on your finger. So how he can talk you down now, right? He can talk you down when he put a ring on the finger. He can talk, not even talk you down still, but he can come to a place and have a strong argument in terms of what you should do or what you think. But at the end of the day, you understand, still you have to respect that woman. Because if you love something, that's why I say, if a man in the mines and he working for gold and he find this piece of ore that is precious, no other man cannot take that away. You're gonna fight for it, you know. He's gonna give up his life for it. And the same thing like the woman is a precious piece of ore to you or to us. And we have to fight to protect her and maintain the love. Because when we get up as men now and we have 50 years or 25 years of marriage, then we get carefree of the thing that we're loving all the time, right? Or her body change and you're looking for some other body that you have a better body, but you love this thing initially and you have to continue to love her. You understand? And continue to stay attractive as well as she stay attractive to you. You understand me? You still have to fight, right? This fight to keep your woman, you still have, because they have some men looking on the outside, waiting for you to disapprove of certain things, right? So you still have to fight to keep her. You understand me? The same way you still have to fight to keep your precious metal, right? You're gonna clean it up every day because this asset this thing here is causing me money. Gonna give me money. Matter of fact, gonna put food on my table. You understand? And so you're protecting it. But that is not to say this special metal, this precious metal that you have, and you go out and you sell it. That doesn't mean that you're gonna sell your woman. You understand me? You understand me? Because she is precious more than the metal that you have, than the ore that you found in the field. She's better than that. She's more precious than diamond and gold, right? Because she's human, she's part of you. And so you need to protect her health. When you see she's going down the wrong road, say, girl, you need to do this, you need to do X, Y, Z. You understand me? Don't leave her alone to go down that road. You understand? Work with her, right? Because if she's unhealthy, you're gonna be unhealthy. And so you the two you gotta work together to be healthy. When you sometimes you look at um couples that are in the 70s, 80s, they're looking good because they're working together with one another. And they already know, right? They already know their differences, and so they work it out already. If they don't like how he might be looking at TV all the time, but he's still doing something in the home, you understand? It's okay with her. I can live with it. I can live with that. You understand me? And so she will give him his space, and he will give her space as well, right? That she cannot go out anywhere without you. You have to give her a space, right? You have to believe in your woman. You have to trust her because love is trusting. You understand? There's a part of God's love, trust. You have to trust who you have. She must be able to go out to the home with her friends, go to supermarket without your supervision, right? Because you trust her. All right, so you were in the comfort zone, and I do hope that you enjoy this topic, relationship. And next week, I want to continue talking about relationship. Between, especially between young people. And this, I want to continue to talk about relationship with young people because a lot of young girls, they're getting pregnant. I'm not condemning you guys, but you have to understand that don't give your body to this man that didn't put a ring on your finger. Don't let this man impregnate you, and there's no ring on your finger. You must have a ring on your finger before you agree to go to bed with him. You understand me? He must not force himself on you. If he forces himself on you, he's thinking about himself. He's not thinking about you, right? If he's thinking to have sex and you say no, he must be respectful and say, all right, I can wait. You understand me? Even in the marriage. Out of marriage is worse. No sex before marriage. You understand me? Women out there, young women, tell the man no sex before marriage. No sex. No sex before marriage. No sex. Let him put a ring on your finger and the approval, and let him, right, see you as valuable, because when he put a ring, he sees you as a valuable person and respect you. You understand? When he see you as a valuable person, he gonna protect you. He gonna continue to fight for you. He gonna continue to care for you because he sees you as valuable to him. You must be valuable to him. You must demand, you understand, that he come right strong. You must demand that he come in the right way. You must demand that he come positive with every single thing. You understand? Before he can get in the bed with you, he must not show you his parents' home and say, "I have a home." That is not his home. That is his parents' home, right? And there's only one woman in that home. Is his mother. And if you get up in that home, the mother gonna want to control you because that's her home. You understand? So no young man mustn't take the young woman and put the young woman in the parents' home because the mother controlling that home and she can't have control over that home. She cannot, right? Your wife cannot have control over that home. Your wife cannot have control over that home, right? Because there's already a woman in that home, right? And the woman in that home that controlling the home is your mother, right? So you must take your wife and put her in the home. That's why the Bible said that the man should leave his parents' home, leave and cleave, leave and cleave, leave and cleave. That is the thing. You understand? You must leave your parents' home and cleave to your wife. You understand? Not to take the woman and put her now in the woman in your parents' home or in your mother's home and call it that this is my home. This is my home. A lot of young men walking around the place calling the parents' home their home. Get your own home. You understand? You know that you work for it. If the parent want to hand you down that home, it's different. Because sometimes your sister got a hand in it, your brother have a hand in it, you have a hand. There's a whole set of percentage going to go on in that home. That home is not 100% yours. If you are only son, that is different. You understand? And it's still, even if you're only son, you must get your own home to put your wife in. Because that home that your mother, not that you grew up in, you understand, is not your home. And so women out there, young women, must understand this. Don't go to bed with no young man if he didn't put a ring on your finger. You must command, you must demand excellence. You must be a person that demand excellence. You understand me? And that man must work to get you. It must not be easy change to get you. I had to work hard to get my wife. I just didn't walk up in a home and tell her mother, look, I want this woman. I like her, and the next day I get her. I had to work. I had to show. Young men, you have to work, and when you work, you're gonna protect what you work for. And women, you have to understand that. So when he going out looking for other women, you understand? He he does not respect you. He don't have no sort of respect for you because he's not gonna leave you alone when he work hard to get you. Let him work hard. Let him toil the earth. Let him work hard to get you. You must not be a pushover, and don't let him put you in his mother home because you don't have no rights there. You don't have no rights. So it's coming up 1 hour almost, and so we're gonna come back next time, and we're gonna continue talking about this relationship with young couples. Okay, God bless you.